Before we begin, make sure you're alone. Close your eyes. Listen to the rain. Because every story has a heartbeat, and some refuse to stop. You're listening to Bloody Chapter. Like, share, and subscribe for more stories that haunt the mind long after the sound fades. Tonight's story, She Never Stopped Knocking. Where silence was supposed to be safety, until the knocking began. The rain had been falling since sundown. Not heavy, just steady, the kind that softens every sound. Marcus sat on his couch, laptop open, a movie he wasn't watching flickering across the screen. When the first knock came, it was so gentle he thought it was the pipes. Another. Then another. 3 slow, deliberate raps, each one spaced the same. He muted the TV. The knocking stopped. For a moment, all he heard was rain sliding down the windows. Marcus went to the door. Peephole, empty porch, slick with water, streetlight humming. He waited, hand on the knob, heartbeat sinking with the rain. Nothing. He turned away. Then knock, knock, knock. He froze mid-step. This time, it sounded closer. By morning, Marcus convinced himself it was just a prank. Until he met Mrs. Ellis, the old woman next door, taking out her trash beneath an umbrella. "You heard it too, didn't you?" she said before he could speak. Marcus blinked. What? She tilted her head toward his porch. "The knocking. I told them not to answer anymore." Rain hissed through her words. "What do you mean anymore?" he asked. But she only muttered, "She always comes back when it rains." That night, Marcus left a small recorder near the door. He wanted proof, of sound, of sanity. At 2:47 a.m., the knocking returned. Measured. Calm. But the playback held something worse, a whisper between each knock. A woman's voice. Close. Pleading. "Let me in." He stared at the waveform, breath-catching, as another knock echoed, not from the speakers, but from the door itself. Marcus listened again the next morning. Between knocks, a pause, and then faint breathing. He boosted the volume. Static, then whisper, "You said you'd open it." He slammed his laptop shut. No one had ever said those words to him, at least, not out loud. That afternoon he asked Mrs. Ellis again. She said, "My husband used to hear it. After our daughter drowned. Sometimes grief knocks, Marcus. Sometimes it waits." That night, the knocking came again, but from the back door. 3 slow hits, pause, then one softer tap. He checked the recorder. It wasn't blinking. The battery had died hours ago. He didn't open it. Not that night. But sleep never came either. At 3 a.m., the power flickered out. The house breathed darkness. Then, one knock. Just one. Louder than before. Marcus whispered, "Who's there?" Silence. Then, a voice from behind him. "You said you'd let me in." He spun around, empty hallway. The front door now slightly ajar. Rain crawled in along the floorboards. By morning, Marcus called the cops. 2 officers arrived, dripping rainwater onto his rug. They checked the doors, windows, yard. Nothing. One of them joked, "Maybe your Netflix algorithm's haunting you." Before leaving, the other said, "Next time, record her voice for us." Marcus whispered, "I did." When he played it back, only the knocking remained. The voice was gone. That night, the knocking returned, and this time it came from every wall at once. Marcus stopped answering calls. He unplugged the doorbell. Still, the knocking continued. He moved into the guest room, but each night it followed. Front door, back door, walls, floor, ceiling. Until one night, between knocks, came a whisper from the vent, "You let me in once before." He stared at the window, and for the first time, saw faint handprints on the inside of the glass. By dawn, he couldn't tell which sound was real, the rain, the heartbeat, or the knocking. He pressed his ear to the door. Silence. Then, softly, from the other side, his own voice, "Marcus, please, let me in." He stumbled back, trembling. The door creaked open on its own. Cold air slid in, smelling of wet earth and static. Outside, the porch was empty, except for his recorder, still blinking. He pressed play. Nothing but rain. Then, one last knock.